SmackDown took place tonight from Performance Center, and it was a very strange show to say the least. You started the show off by recapping the Retribution angle from last week. You had Big E against The Miz start, Big E against John Morrison start. I didn't really care. He had before the match even started, he had Retribution come out. They beat him down. They beat down They beat down John Morrison and Big E, beat their asses. Eventually they left. It was quick, and they decided. Basically, all of Retribution decided to just scatter quickly, and what happened was the Miz runs out, assists Morrison after the beatdown, but he did it after Retribution left. So that was how the opener started. And they go to the back, and they have everyone there checking on Morrison, Big E, and Miz apologized for him, and he's on the phone with Maurice. That's why he couldn't come there, and then. He blamed Big E for setting out the tweet, and then you have King Corbin trying to rally the troops and stuff. They had Sheamus go backstage, and he said Retribution want to attack him because they're scared. Big E got in the face, and he said he's not alone, and you had a whole bunch of problems there. You go to Sasha Banks and Bayley in the ring. Sasha and her are basically, they're talking that... Bayley notes that she has to defend it against Asuka, but they have to defend their titles at Payback 2, I guess, during a tag team match. And they mock the commentators, and then they basically announce every single woman coming in. For a while, they announced the Iconics, Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. They announced Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Nox. And Shotzi Blackheart, all I can think of was how much she looks like Ruby Riott. They have to keep Ruby Riott and Shotzi Blackheart on separate brands. It's too much, too obvious. They introduce people, then Asuka makes her way, and she beats down Bayley and Sasha, and they retreat, and basically Asuka enters the match. I thought to myself, why? She's already getting a title match against Sasha. Why does she want one against Bayley too? But maybe she goes for both belts at SummerSlam. That's what happened. So Asuka enters the ring, and eventually everyone else comes in, and here's your participants. You have Asuka, Peyton Royce, Billie Kay, Tegan Nox, Shotzi Blackheart, Naomi, Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, Nikki Cross, Bianca Belair, Dana Brooke, Lacey Evans, Tamina, and Shayna Baszler. And this was an okay match. It was alright. It was a typical Battle Royal. It was kind of quick. You had the Iconics go out quick, and then you had Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan go out. So I'm guessing Bayley and Sasha are going to face one of those two teams at Payback. You had Nikki Cross eliminated. You have Dana Brooke, who survived. You had Tamina eliminated by Bianca Belair. And I thought Bianca got a good showcase here when she eliminated Tamina. You had Shotzi Blackheart eliminate Lacey Evans, and then Bianca Belair is eliminated by, I think it was Tegan Nox. Eventually, Tegan's thrown out, and it comes down to Shayna and Asuka. And you had Bayley and Sasha get involved. Shayna had Asuka on the apron. She threw her out, and then I thought they made Shayna look bad because it's like Bayley and Sasha, or Bayley would rather face Shayna than Asuka. Kind of make Shayna look bad because she was such a monster to start. And she beat Bayley at Survivor Series, but Sasha and Bayley go to the ground, and Asuka lands on him, and Asuka survives. Asuka gets in a ring, and she eliminates Shayna Baszler, and it sets up Asuka and Bayley at SummerSlam. So, Asuka challenges for 2 titles. They show Sasha Banks and Bayley backstage. Both are mad. Sasha points out to Bayley that she lost Asuka, but it wasn't for the title. Then suddenly Asuka jumps Bayley. Sasha tries to help Asuka, kicks Sasha's ass too, and they have to stop it. So Asuka tries to get her revenge on avenge Kairi. She's gonna get to maybe she walks out of SummerSlam as a double champ. They recap the Mandy Rose Sonya Deville angle. Backstage, they show Mandy Rose, and she says Sonya Deville is not the first person to say she got everything because of her looks, which who cares? Of course she did. And she doesn't have. I mean, look how fucking hot she is. If you're gonna grace the world with your fucking beauty and you're that hot, fuck, give her what she wants. That's what I sometimes think. But Mandy challenges Sonya Deville to a hair versus hair match at SummerSlam. That's exactly what I thought. I predicted it like a couple weeks ago when this happened. So I don't know how I feel about it. Hair versus, I guess Sonya for sure has to get her head shaved. I don't think they're going to cut Mandy's hair. I think Sonya's going to get it shaved. Then they have Sheamus run to 2 security guards. He told them to take it off because Retribution's not going to attack him. Makes you think, is Sheamus involved with Retribution? It makes you think of Sheamus and Miz. Could they have something to do with this? That's what I thought watching this. Maybe those two. Backstage, you see Nikki Cross hug a very distraught Alexa Bliss. I thought Alexa was really good here. I thought she was really likable and really sympathetic. Nikki apologized to Alexa for pushing her to the mat 2 weeks ago, but Alexa seems uneasy. Nikki tries to get her to leave with her, but Alexa wants answers from Braun Strowman. Nikki's concerned of what's going to happen to her. She was right. Sheamus beat Shorty G. Oh, I didn't care about this match at all. They showed AJ Styles spoke. He's talking to the former. I didn't even notice. Wow, that's actually Joseph Parks, Abyss. That is who he's talking to backstage. That's going to be his bodyguard. That's cool. AJ Styles and Abyss. And I used to watch those matches. I guess Joe Parks was with them. I used to watch. They had those. Those almost 20 years ago. They had some of those insane matches. But that's Joseph Parks. He's with them, and he says he's not worried about retribution. He's got more pressing issues to defend his title. He's talking about statistics. This is really boring. Jeff Hardy's music hits. He says he shouldn't have faced Styles in the semifinals, but Sheamus framed him. Hardy challenged him to the match at SummerSlam. Hardy says Hardy has to earn the shot, and that's what AJ Styles says. Hardy slaps him. He hits a twist of fate, and he signed his name on the board, and that sets up AJ Styles against Jeff Hardy at SummerSlam. It should be pretty good. They show Lucha House Party stole the tag team titles from Cesaro and Nakamura. This is boring. Styles is furious. He vents to Joseph Park, who's still holding the Bard. Kayla Braxton, who looks, by the way, looked great tonight. She always says she looked really great tonight. She tries to interview him, but then Styles notes Hardy doesn't respect him. On analytics, he says he's going to erase him and try to wipe his name off the board, but it's a permanent marker. And this is actually funny. On commentary, Michael Cole notes that there are rumors next week SmackDown will be on a different location. They announced that multiple times, so we'll see what they do next week. Montalik defeated Nakamura. Bullshit. Nakamura shouldn't be losing to around Montalik. No one cares. Backstage show, Kayla Braxton interviewed Matt Riddle. They look like they wanted to bang. That's how Matt Riddle looked. She asked about King Corbin, and Shorty G walks in. This kind of created a mess. And Sheamus Baron Corbin lays out Matt Riddle, sets up the match at SummerSlam that I don't care about. He had an Alexa Bliss interview, which I liked. Alexa, I thought, came off really good. She came off very sympathetic, came off distraught. She's a really good actress. She came off really cute, as she always does. It's hard, she's really good at this. She's Alexa Bliss. I always thought Lexi, the person, was a very likable person. I really liked her here. She discussed her friendship with Braun Strowman. They showed highlights of their friendship and teaming together. The interview asked if she had romantic feelings. She said maybe. She knows she cares about Braun Strowman. He cared about her. She doesn't know why the Fiend attacked her. She said being in the ring with him is scary and compelling. Bliss understands the idea of a moth to be a flame. They showed Strowman saying he didn't care. And Alexa gets really sad. She gets a baby face, almost she's going to cry. And she walks away, and she looked away. In the back, they show... to recap, that was actually a good segment. That was one of the two segments with Alexa. Backstage, show Sonya Deville mock Mandy Rose, and she accepts the hair versus hair match at Slam. Big E against John Morrison. Oh, I didn't care. So you have the lights flicker multiple times, and Retribution Joe, and all the wrestlers come out. The SmackDown roster is ready for them. Then Retribution jumps backstage. You kill a bunch of referees. They throw one of them through a table or on a table, and they try to break into a bathroom. They show someone actually taking a shit. I wonder who that was for. I wonder who was laughing his ass off. Pal, you're gonna shit? I wonder who that one was for. I wonder if it was probably laughing his ass off. Of course, potty humor for Vince. And they attack him. They beat down everyone. Retribution leaves everyone laying. They go back, and the roster's aware of this, but once they go backstage, everyone's left. Retribution left. They go back and they beat down. They don't. Once they leave, it's all hell. They don't know Retribution was there. The roster runs to the back except for The Miz. They all took away from the match. Eventually, the Big E gets a stress muffler for the win. He wins. Sheamus runs in and hits Big E with the bro kick, and then Braun Strowman makes his way to the ring for the last segment. He's ready to confront the Fiend, and then he's interrupted by Alexa Bliss. Alexa makes her way to the ring and says, she says, this isn't the Strowman that she knows. Strowman said he doesn't care about her, and Braun Strowman had to mention shaved his head bald. He still has the beard, so I don't know. I'm not a fan of that look. I thought he looks kind of more badass with the shaved heads, the shaved sides, but all right. She knows Strowman says he doesn't care about her and claims she used him as a pawn. He didn't look at her and looked at her and told her he wasn't looking at her, refused to look her in the eye and tells her to leave. Alexa's very cute, very sympathetic. It's kind of like that little girl playing with the monster in Frankenstein. That's what I thought of it. Strowman tells her that everyone changes that encounter after the encounter with the Fiend, which includes Strowman for sure and includes Alexa. She said she'll be great regarding what he wants. Bliss demanded that he looked at her. Bliss said, if I can't talk to you, I'm going to slap some sense into you. And she begins slapping Strowman hard. She slaps him multiple times. It was almost like a Stephanie McMahon slap, like slapping Braun Strowman. He no-sells it. And he picks her up and for like a gorilla press slam, he walks around the ring and he walks down each four corners. And as he walks through one, the lights flicker, the lights are out. And then as the lights went off, Braun Strowman throws Alexa Bliss in the air and she lands on the ground. And we don't see it though. And then once he drops Alexa Bliss, so Alexa Bliss is poor Alexa, this little sweet little 5 foot tall, like 99-pound wrestler is getting beaten up by big strong men. She gets the mandible claw a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Now she gets a military press slam from a giant. So poor Alexi, she's on the ground, but we don't see her fall to the ground. The Fiend comes in. We see the lights flicker. There's scary music. The Fiend's there. He sees Alexa on the ground, and the Fiend stands over Alexa. Alexa's recovering. She's holding her ribs, and then all of a sudden we see Braun Strowman on the Titantron. I guess he is the Fiend. He has the Fiend's powers, and he just begins laughing, and then he goes over and over laughing, and the Fiend begins laughing. They keep laughing. It's kind of like the end of Batman, The Man Who Laughs or something, when they're both laughing. They're laughing, and it's kind of funny. They keep laughing, and then Braun does the scary growl, the roar, and that changes the Fiend's attitude, and that's how SmackDown ended. So I thought it was an okay show.